This burgundy beauty is the 2022 Porsche Taycan. It's Porsche's first ever electric vehicle. Is it any good? Should you buy one? Let's find out. The whole world is going electric. You might say it's inevitable. If you still need proof, look no further than this. Look, it's a Porsche. Porsche, the motorsports company. They make supercars, they got big SUVs, they got big sedans, but now they're turning their attention to EVs. The problem that the Taycan is facing is the competition, because the stuff that's out there is really good. The Audi e-tron GT is incredible. And then you've got the Lucid Air, then the Mercedes EQS, and then of course, the Tesla Model S. The Taycan really has its work cut out for it. However, it does have an ace up its sleeve. It's the badge on the back and the crest up front. It's a Porsche. Let's talk design, because I think it's one of the Taycan's strongest selling points. This is a gorgeous vehicle, full stop. All of Porsche's design language flows out of the 911. That's just how it is. Where's the engine in a 911? It's in the rear, right? So since this has no engine, it doesn't need cooling. So little tiny grill down there. So it tracks design language-wise with Porsche's most important icon. Signature Porsche 4-point headlights, gotta have that. Really incredibly handsome no matter where you look, except for right here. This is the charging port. It just looks like an afterthought, and it's too bad because otherwise I really dig the design of this thing. Coming down the side though, fantastic. This is one of the best looking silhouettes in the automotive industry. Look at this C-pillar, pure classic Porsche. This could be on a 911. They nailed it. Coming out back, it's just, you know it's a Porsche. You know it's an EV because there's no tailpipes, but it's just lovely from basically every single angle. I think this is one of the best looking four-door vehicles of the last 25 years, and honestly, maybe ever. As great as the outside of the Porsche Taycan is, the inside is, it's okay, unless you like screens. Man, if you like screens, whoa, do we have some screens for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, even the passenger gets a screen. It's a bit overwhelming for me. Now, yes, the passenger screen can be turned off. Even still, it's a lot visually, shining in your eyes. It all works fine. It's just, I don't know, I wish there was a bit more design to the interior. As far as the materials go, that's pretty good. They use this cool fabric for the seat inserts and also for the door cards here. It's pretty nice. It's not full leather. You can obviously get full leather. It's a Porsche. You can get whatever you want, but the materials are pretty good. One thing I can't stand, this is just true across the board with EVs, because I'm sitting on the batteries, so the roof doesn't feel like it's on my head. They put this glass roof here. It's a cheat because look, my head is this far away from this hard thing here. Comfortable, this feels like a Porsche seat. This is definitely a Porsche steering wheel. Back seat is tight on this. You don't have a lot of rear leg room. Put the seats down, you have some nice storage space. I guess, again, just back to what I said at the beginning, I wish the interior of the Taycan excited me as much as the exterior. When it comes to the performance of the Porsche Taycan, you might want to take a seat because I have a lot to say. This is the base Taycan. There's a small battery and a big battery, and with EVs, if you have a bigger battery, you can suck more power out of them, the motor can spin faster. So with the small battery, which is 79.2 kilowatt hours, this is rated at like 302 horsepower. With the larger battery, which this one has, which is 93.4 kilowatt hours, we're talking 350 horsepower and 250 pound-feet of torque, unless you put it into launch mode. When you launch this puppy, it can go into this overboost mode, makes 469 horsepower and 263 pound-feet of torque, but I can only do that for 10 seconds. So it is a relatively quick car. It can hit 60 miles an hour in 4.7 seconds, which sounds really good until you realize that a Polestar 2 can do it quicker. Should a Polestar ever be faster than a Porsche? I'd argue no. And then there's the handling. And people are really, I think they get lazy when they review this car and they say, oh, it handles like a Porsche. Well, no, it handles like a big heavy EV with a Porsche badge on it. But on these tires, rear-wheel drive only, it's set up for efficiency. It's just okay. And then, of course, we have the problem, the Taycan is infamous for this, with this size battery. This is the big battery, remember? It's rated at 225 miles of range. Yes, the Taycan, it does beat the EPA estimate. It's better than, what the government rates it at, but not by much. So even if, they've resubmitted for 2022, they're trying to get a better rating. But, if it's 250, it's still way behind the competition. As far as safety goes, we don't know. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has bothered to crash test a Porsche Taycan yet. Will they? Well, it's been on the market for 2 years, so I don't know. As far as standard active safety features go, the list is surprisingly small. On a vehicle in this segment, and again, considering who its competition is, shouldn't adaptive cruise control be standard? And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. How much? Let me preface this part by saying Porsches are expensive and big, full-size electric sedans, they cost a lot of money. All that said, the least amount you could spend on a Porsche Taycan is $82,700, and that is the base stripper model, no options whatsoever. What about this car? It's got some options. Glad you asked. This one's over $112,000 as it sits. What about the competition? Okay. The Taycan is only undercut base price to base price by one competitor, Lucid. They make something called the Air Pure, and it starts at over $77,000. The other competitors, the Mercedes starts at over $102,000, the Audi's over $103,000, and the least you could spend on a Tesla Model S is $104,000, actually over $104,000. What have we learned? Vehicles like this, it's gonna cost you. If there's one thing that I want you to know about the 2022 Porsche Taycan, it's that this thing is being held back by its range. Look, I like this thing a lot. I love how it looks. It's stunning. I like how it drives. It's just that, boy, Porsche was thinking about everything except for efficiency, whereas the competition, they humble it when it comes to range. It's too bad. Again, like the vehicle a lot, but for all that money, I believe there are better options out there for you to buy. To see vehicle rankings and